She's a life ruiner. She ruins people's lives. What up guys, Ashley Elizabeth here with AEHM Artistry and welcome to my second episode of the Mean Girls inspired makeup. And I go like this because it's taking characters and I'm not recreating their looks from the movie, but I am creating looks as what I would think they would do their looks now, kind of, according to current trends that are going on. So today we are doing Janice Ian, which is the complete anti-Regina George, who I did in my first episode. So I thought it would be kind of fun, and I totally got inspired from this yellow blown out heavy wing over dramatic yellow shadow look from Cait Marks. Cait Marks is on Instagram and YouTube, and she is a phenomenal makeup artist. She does beautiful looks, and I saw this yellow and it was just speaking to me. And then I remembered I needed to do a Mean Girls look because I hadn't done one in a hot minute, and the two just married beautifully together. Janice was totally into liner, at least in the movie. She was always rocking that liner, totally smoked out eyes. So I kind of did a more current decade trend liner look, doing the wing and everything, and I did pay homage and filled in my lower lash line with black, which I never do anymore, and smudged it out a little bit. So that still kind of, you know, has a Janice vibe, you know, to me. And then the yellow, I mean, it's something that you don't see walking down the street every day. Not everybody rocks yellow eye, and that's kind of the way Janice would roll, is she would, you know, her style was a little bit, you know, on the fringe, a little bit different. The only thing I don't think she would necessarily do would be lashes, because she's not about that, you know, that fake life, but it's okay because we are gonna glam it up here and bring her into this decade. And you know, it's all about lashes right now. So that is what I did here today. And if you wanna see this dramatic yellow eyeshadow tutorial, then you know what to do. You keep watching. First, I'm going to start with my brows. I'll do them a little more defined if I can get more defined. And of course, I'm going to use the Kat Von D Super Brow in Taupe and fill those puppies in. And then I'm going to define my hairs with the Anastasia. I don't even know if they still make this, the brow pen. That one's in blonde, and I really like that one a lot too. All right, those are different brows for me, but I kind of like them. So here's to experimenting. So now for the fun part. Let's go ahead and prep the lids with the Frankie Rose I Promise Eye Primer. And then we're gonna pop on that yellow. I should have more of like the attitude of the people when I film these things. So it's like, dude, just grab your primer, whatever you want, and just like put it on your lids. There you go. This is a key part when you are doing these bright shades, to definitely prime the lids, especially if it's a light shade like yellow. Prime the lids and cancel out those undertones. So if you don't have a primer like this, then do a regular eye primer and then concealer on top of it. If it's a really wet concealer, you can set it, but if it dries nice, then don't even set it, because we want those pigments to really stick on there. Now, I'm gonna mostly be using the VH Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil. Sorry, most of my videos with colors lately have been this, but it's because, hello, why wouldn't I? But I'm also gonna be using some of the NYX Fire shades as well. So I'm gonna pull that bad boy out. I haven't shown that in a video since I got it back last fall. I'm gonna dip into this kind of lightest pastel yellow shade right here and start to build up my transition. Bringing it all the way over to the nose, right in that crease right there. We want that drama, honey. And then rounding it right out over here. Kind of give a blown out look. If you have a nice light pastel shade like this, that'll work great as your transition. If you only have one bright yellow, start it right in the crease, buffing, and blending out. Then you don't necessarily need to do this step. So know that you don't have to have 3 different shades of yellow in order to complete this. I'm just using what I have, and this is the way I like to do it. But if you only have one product, you don't need 1,000 transition shades. You can start right here in the crease and work your way up and blend. Now I'm taking that bright yellow shade in that palette right there, and I'm packing it onto the lids. Oh my gosh, it is such a beautifully pigmented yellow. Wow. And once I'm done packing that on, I'm gonna go in with my fluffy brush, dip it into that same shade, really blend out and beef up that yellow. Hello. It's so intense and so beautiful. And just seriously sit here and build up the color and the transition until you're happy with where it looks. I'm going almost right to my brow, I'll leave a small space to highlight. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this NYX Fire palette and I'm gonna dip it with my pointed brush right in the yellow and then just a tap of the orange, because it's pretty pigmented and I don't want it to be too much. And I'm just gonna take it right on the crease and very gently add a little bit of color, but don't want to disrupt the yellow too much. So you can go back and forth and blend that out. And then once that's on there, take your fluffy brush back into the yellow shades and soften that, because you just want to create a very light shadow, but you don't want to apply too much pigment. So just keep adding and blending until you're happy with that definition. Now I'm going to do the lower lash line, doing the same steps. So starting with that pastel shade, this is a little rounded, smaller pointed brush, and I'm going to start doing the lower lash line. Then take it on my fluffy brush and blend that out. And then go in with that bright yellow from the BH Cosmetics palette, start bringing it down. And then again, dipping the yellow and the orange together and get it just as close to the lower lash line as you can. Kind of creating like a marigold type of theme, right? Now we're gonna just highlight really quickly. So I'm gonna take this highlights, the first one on the left in the BH Cosmetics palette. We're gonna do the inner corners and the brow bone. That is a dusty freaking highlight. Weird. I think this is the first time I've used it. Take your yellow blending brush and just make sure those are all transitioned. Now time for liner. We're gonna do a pretty dramatic liner here. As you probably remember, Miss Janice Ian had always just pretty much, she only wore eyeliner really thick, and obviously this is a more updated version. So we're gonna do a really extreme wing liner. I don't ever do wings this big, so bear with me. I'm a little intimidated to do it right on camera, but I'm gonna make it pretty winged out and then I'm gonna fill it in with the Tarte gel liner pot. So let's give it a go, shall we? This looked so beautiful, and then I did that. Okay, I think I salvaged it. Let's go ahead and do the upper waterline. Fill that in. And I'm gonna do the lower line too. Smudge this out a little bit. Okay, I'm having liner difficulties today, but I'm gonna take this and extend the inner corners a little bit. So here we go. All right, so I did my mascara and lippies. I used the Kristen Leanne, what is this called? Pulse from Urban Decay, the collab lippy. I think you could pretty much stop here and get the whole Janice Ian in this timing type of look, but I'm gonna glam it up and throw on these iconic lashes from House of Lashes and just really zhuzh it up. All right, you guys, thank you so much for sitting down with me today and watching me kind of recreate or take my spin on a Mean Girls character. If you have any characters in mind about who I should create in this series, then go ahead and leave me a comment and let me know who you want to see next. I know I'm kind of sprinkling these as I feel inspired, and it's not like a strict schedule on Mean Girls characters, but you know, you gotta just go with the flow sometimes. I'm really considering doing the Regina George's mom. A couple of you guys recommended that on the last video, and I'm just trying to come up with a creative look about how she would look now, how she would do her glam now. So if you want to see more episodes like that, as well as other makeup related videos, go down and hit my little subscribe box. I do upload 2 to 3 times a week, and I would love to have you a part of this little team we got here, this little fam bam. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you all have a great, lovely day.